Welcome to Scoper's Garage. I'm Scott, your host. Try something a little different this time. Instead of posting a bunch of videos pieced together of the jobs in progress, I decided I would do a dead soldier report. When I used to do a lot of cycling, we would line up our used emptied water bottles and call them the dead soldiers. So we started off, got this 82 Euro S, and I knew I wanted to do the timing belt water pump. So we kind of started up here with the old tensioner, the old water pump, the old timing belt, a whole bunch of gaskets around the front of the engine. Roger, I hope you watch this. I would suggest you include this one, which is for the distributor shaft, and also one for the oil return hose that goes into the sump. Both of those were leaking pretty bad in my car. And, you know, ordering a stupid little thing like that costs 50% more for shipping. This is the guide that goes on the back of the crank pulley for the belt. And I couldn't get stuff off, so I had to mangle that up a bit. I wasn't going to do the oil cooler hoses until I saw that bend right there that was cracked. And tried to find a shop that would make them, but nobody would. I finally had a guy explain to me how tricky they are to make with the correct depth of the connectors and the correct clocking, and nobody has these things, so you have to reuse them. Anyway, long story short, replacing the oil cooler hoses. I also replaced these adapters this time, or on this car, because one of them rotated, and so I had to move it out to fix the threads, and then I found out about these, so went ahead and replaced that. This is the oil pump one of them, oil pump gasket. This is the main seal, the front main seal. And then, so a couple of the major concerns or risks with these cars, this is one of them, the high pressure power steering hose. I couldn't get this off of the pump, so I finally cut it off of the pump. I have a new one to put on, of course. Then we move. This car didn't shift well. When I got it, it would grind almost every gear. I had to remove the slave cylinder to put in the lock, right, for the engine. And when I did that, of course, I opened up the line and it was just full of gunky fluid. It didn't even look like brake fluid at all. So I replaced the slave. To do that, I also replaced the master. I don't have that down here, darn. But I did the master cylinder. To do the master cylinder, I got tired of wrestling with getting it out, I think it was. And so I just removed the whole brake master and brake booster. And then it was easy to get to the slave master or the clutch master. But anyway, replacing all the lines from the master to the slave cylinder for the clutch. I happened to notice that this car still had the aluminum ball joints. So that's a safety thing as well. So if we replace those, when you replace those, you need to get one of these eccentrics. So that's been replaced on both sides. These are the steering rack mounts. They're very difficult to get out, as you can probably tell by the looks of them. I did those because I saw these remainders of the boots for the steering rack. The rack's probably not great, but I'm going to worry about that another day. Yeah, so why did I do... Oh, the ball joints. The upper ball joints were bad. The boots were shot. And so I took the A-arms off and pulled out the bushings. So I guess I was fortunate. Some people I see have to cut these metal sleeves out, but all of them came out for me. So they're getting powder coated, or not powder coated, but just clear coated right over there at the moment. And then nice, shiny, relatively shiny A-arms will go back in. Tip on cleaning those, a lot of them were covered with a Rust-Oleum, rust-proofing, waxy stuff. So if you can soak them in some kind of penetrant, that'll come off relatively easily. I used a wire wheel and it worked, but it took a long time. So if you have like a tank you can let them soak in, that would probably be a lot easier job. And then when I drove the car home from New York, 5 hours or whatever it was, I had no gauges, virtually no gauges on the dash. And this is why. See those, how those are lifted up right there? they're not getting good connections. And so most of them weren't connecting. And that one's like totally off. So Ross Tyree actually removed this, the old pod for me, and I bought a Lutz board. I have that down in the basement ready to install. Anyway, I was kind of hoping to get all this stuff out in the trash this weekend, so that's why I'm making the video today. Cheers.